start. The last decade has seen strange happenings in India. New forces and ideas have arisen and have come into play even in our ancient country. They threaten not only the present political structure under which India has suffered so long, but also the social and economic structure. In the political field, we have seen the ideology and practice of direct action displace the slow and ineffective methods of an earlier generation. We have seen the growth of a great movement which shook the foundations of British rule in India and then weakened and gave place to reaction and mutual strife. We see it again gathering its strength for another and more powerful and determined move forward. But great as has been the political achievement of the last decade, no less remarkable has been the growth of the labor movement in India. None of us can call our trade union movement today strong or ready for successful battle, but no one can deny that during a few years we have covered ground which it took generations in other countries to achieve. In spite of the great poverty of the worker and the fear born of slavery that possesses him and makes it difficult to organize him, in spite of political difficulties which a foreign government is ever placing in his way. In spite of the engagement of the country as a whole with the national struggle, there has developed rapidly a class conscious and strong and aggressive spirit in the Indian worker. This spirit has led him to numerous strikes, sometimes ill-conceived, often with failure as certain goal. But he has gone ahead without much worry. If he has weakened, it has been due to the weakness of some of his leaders. It is, however, a fact that the movement is weak and the work that has been done is very little. The fact that I stand here today and address you as your president is itself a sign of your weakness. I am only a newcomer to the labor movement and one who, whatever his sympathies may be, is not one of you and has not suffered as you have done in field and factory. Why should I preside over your meeting? At your command I am here and I am grateful for this honor and the confidence which it implies. But you could have given no greater sign of the infancy and weakness of your movement. I shall welcome the day when the worker from the coal mines or the factory or the field stands in his place which I occupy today, and when I and those who are like me take a secondary place in your forums, then only will you be able to speak with confidence and pride of your labor movement. Then only the true voice of the worker will be heard from your forums and council halls. Our country today is under the domination of another, and the sentiment of nationalism is strong. It is natural that the best and bravest in the country should strive for national freedom. But to how many of you, our workers, does this make appeal? We are ground down by poverty and forces which seem to be strong. We are not able to think of larger issues as we are engaged in our daily struggle for wages and bread. Dear sir, I have your letter of the 15th. I am not surprised at your disappointment. Indeed, if I had been in your place, I would have been very angry. I cannot in a short letter write to you all that I would wish to, but I shall only tell you that so far as the question of independence is concerned, I have not changed my opinion in the slightest. Indeed, for me, the question is not one of declaring independence as the goal at the Bombay Conference, but of doing something much more effective in order to achieve it. We must remember, however, that in an organization or a committee, decisions are taken by majorities, and ordinary discipline requires that the minority, so long as it is in that organization or committee, should not criticize it. As a matter of fact, I tendered my resignation from the working committee, but it was not accepted. If I were you, I would suggest your preparing your colleagues for a big offensive at the Bombay Conference, and after. We should do something more than passing a merely pious resolution. Almost all workers who supported the Delhi resolution will be compelled to side with full independence at the Bombay Conference unless some very unlikely events happen. I am not saying anything more at present in spite of strong opposition, because I want to make it difficult for people to oppose independence. Yours faithfully, Stop.